All right, we in the building. Yeah, Sirski. All right, what up, YouTube? Big T Heavy Bet Boxing TV, man. Get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. Hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel. You know, I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, man. The bag hitters, y'all. You know, I appreciate that love. And I got some special guests in the building with me, man. First time giving y'all this live panel that we got here, man. I got some special guests in the house. First of all, I got to give him a round of applause. My guy, Sean the Don at Punch Drunk 412.
Well,
now,
when Mace just said that we didn't meet him at the game and everything, and
let me get this audio together. We got a variety of topics, man, we're going to touch on, man. But this right here, Canelo versus Charlo, the aftermath. The aftermath, man. We definitely got to touch on that. And a series of other things. Now, listen. Canelo, Charlo, not what we expected, especially for me. I got to speak for myself. Real quick, though, let me introduce my guest, man. Sean, Big Sean, say what's up, man.
What's good with it?
All right, Sean Don in the building, and my guy Punch Drunk 412. You can catch him on YouTube as well at Punch Drunk 412. My guy Timmy's the best in the building. What up?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. We cooling. We are cooling. Y'all excuse the audio. If you hear anything, it's probably going to even itself out throughout this show. Now, Canelo, Charlo, the aftermath. What have we learned? What did we see? Now, for me, I thought I saw a real timid Charlo, even in the build-up to this fight. Somebody who had been vocal in the past, especially when it came to other fighters like a Bud Crawford, a Tony Harrison, a Tim Tszyu, somebody who seemed to have a chip on his shoulder. But you didn't get that at all when it came to Canelo Alvarez. I felt like he showed a tremendous amount of respect. And that was in the build-up, not necessarily in the fight. But in the fight, I feel like it was even more respect for the timid Charlo, which I felt affected his performance in this particular fight. And Canelo Alvarez, he kind of made it look easy, in my opinion. Charlo said he did it for the culture. The culture responded. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I did want to get the thoughts of my guys in the panel, man. Timmy, you want to go ahead and holler at them? Let me know what you saw in that Canelo and Charlo fight.
Bro, where do I start, man? First thing I say is you can't come out here talking about you about to put on a show for the culture and then be on your bicycle all night long, looking like a scared little girl, looking afraid, not really coming to fight, not exchanging, not countering. Like, did he do anything right in that fight? It didn't look like he listened to a word Derek James said. Like, I was really disappointed. You know, y'all know me. If you watch my channel, you know I do not like Jermall Charlo. But I thought he was going to put on a better performance than that. And I felt like if that's for the culture, nigga, the culture is embarrassed. You know what I mean? Because you look terrified. Like, you got mad disrespect for the black man, but you got mad respect for the Mexican who you've been wanting to fight for 10 years now. You've been calling this cat's name, and then you foul it in front of him, and that's the performance we get. All I can say, bro, is flat out disappointing. Charlo's trash, man.
Gosh, oh my! Shout out my guy Keywan in the chat, man. He say Charlo trash, and that's what I learned. Damn, Big Sean, what you got for us?
In all honesty, man, he low-key is putting on for the culture. Because the culture has now shifted from respect to, anything that's about $1. And in their mind, you know what I'm saying, most people's mind now, they only get respect when they got some money. You know what I'm saying? When you look like $1 million, whether you really, got it or not. You got Tank running right here talking about he don't care about the belts. You know what I'm saying? And you got the people carrying his pom-poms, you know what I'm saying? They echo the same sentiments. So in a sense, he is putting on for the culture. Back in the day, it used to be about the legacy. They wanted to fight to the death. You know what I'm saying? It was an empire that put that allegedly put the mafia out of boxing. He wasn't going for none of that. He wasn't laying down for nobody. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't laying down for a dollar, none of that.
Hey, Sean, trying to get the mic a little closer to the...
My bad. Yeah, so I say he trying to put the mafia out of boxing. Nowadays, it's like these cats want to get the bag first. You know what I'm saying? They think that the bag is more important than the legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. So he is putting on for the culture because, like I said, you got a bunch of fanboys and girls that will empower that, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thinking. And we are the minority, us aficionados, us real boxing fans, you know what I'm saying, us real heavy fans. Like the casuals is who he's trying to impress. He don't even care about us. He got us already. You know what I'm saying? So he is putting on for that culture. That's that. It's
bag first culture. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, the culture responded as well, right? Now, I don't know if y'all heard that Cameron and Mace, it is what it is. They was highly upset. They didn't feel like he represented the culture well. And I think what you're trying to say is the way he did come off, in his actions, not necessarily in the fight. And I think that's what, part of the culture is saying. They feel like he laid down in this fight. And you can't say that you representing the culture when you coming out there, and we understand getting the bag aspect of it. But the fight itself, right? A lot of people feel like he didn't come out there to actually win the fight, right? Punch Drunk, did you feel like Jermall Charlo actually tried to win this fight?
Not at all. I think he showed up to survive. Like, his performance showed that, like, maybe besides after he got dropped in the 7th, he put in a little bit of effort. But, like, yeah, that was pure survival mode to me. That wasn't determination to win. Like, this is the reason why I didn't torch Errol Spence on my channel, because Errol went out on his shield. Errol came to win, and he was doing everything in his power to win. Even though none of it was working, he kept on trying and trying and trying, and you gotta respect that. Charlo packed it in after about, I would say, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, a lot of people can say he packed it in after he got dropped, but I think he packed it in maybe the second round when Canelo really started dropping them bombs on him. And if you want to keep it 100, Canelo didn't really do much but stalk him all over the ring, bullied him around, and took his soul, I think, during the press conference, because the dude was timid throughout the whole thing. So I think his plan was to go in there and not get knocked out. Even his brother seemed disappointed by that performance. Like, so yeah, I heard that was pure survival mode, dog.
Gosh, almighty. I feel you. I think a lot of people saw it that way as well. What about you, Don? Sean, Don, you feel like Jermall Charlo just kind of packed it in? Because I feel like that's basically what you were saying. You feel like it was about a bag. He was really putting on on for the culture because he was chasing that bag, and anything else really didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I said that. I think in the private, I think me and you talked about that. Like, he was just out there trying to survive. Like I said, just trying to weather the storm that he knew. He tried to get a little too scrappy that Canelo would embarrass him, and not so much that he ain't had the skill to, beat a Canelo. He ain't a 168 pounder. He's only up there for the night, so nobody's asking you to go in there and go ahead first against a 168 pounder like you would if you was a 168 pounder. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta play it smart. You know what I'm saying? Play your angles and pivot, stay on your pivot. You know what I'm saying? Something that he has problems with anyway. But again, for him to not exercise every right to win that fight, not to pull out every stop, to not go out on the shield, like Timmy said. Yeah, I don't think he was in there to win. I think he was in there to just get paid. You know what I'm saying? Get that, because what he was trying to do was get leverage. Ultimately, what he was trying to do in fights like that is get leverage. Either win the fight and now your opportunities open up all the way, or take that loss as a win like Canelo did, springboard from the loss. You know what I'm saying? So he was hoping to do that, but Bud turned right around and said, I don't even want to fight you no more now, because he don't get the Bud fight without fighting Canelo. But he don't get the Canelo fight by fighting Bud. You know what I'm saying? Canelo not gonna move for that. But he can still get the Bud fight after fighting Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's looking at it. Ultimately, he keeps his belts at 54 so he can still do his thing, but he was trying to springboard off of his loss with the bag. And then he had the audacity to come and say it in front of our face, like, boy, you about lost your mind, man. Go on somewhere, man. We want our money back.
Word.
I ain't getting paid nothing for the fight, and I want some money back.
Oh Lord. Oh man, don't say that.
Shaking. And you know he got it shaking all pockets.
Yeah, gotta support the sport at all costs, fam. Gosh almighty. I feel you though, man.
No. Excuse me. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm screaming and I wasn't a part. So I'm saying me personally, I didn't pay for it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean by that. My bad.
Well, no doubt. All right, I'm glad you cleared that shit up. Yeah, we gotta support the sport at all costs for sure.
Got to.
Now for me, I felt like we got to give Canelo Alvarez some credit. You know what I'm saying? I think we putting too much on. I feel like a lot of people's just putting a lot on Charlo's performance, and we kind of overlooking the Canelo performance. Now, I know a lot of people, especially the people that look like us, we not as quick to give Canelo Alvarez a lot of credit. And while I'm speaking, hey, Sean, make sure you double check your mic. It looks like it changed to an array mic instead of your iPhone mic. Double check that while you're on the mute, bro. I want to give Canelo Alvarez a little bit of credit, because now a lot of people probably felt like, you know, we've seen this Canelo Alvarez before, but in my opinion, this was a slightly better version of Canelo that we've seen in the past few fights, right? This was a smaller Jermall Charlo. We felt like Jermall would come in here and have the footwork and the hand speed advantage along with the reach, and that maybe he could do something with that. I think Canelo did a great job of negating all of that from Jermall Charlo. I think the skill set of Canelo Alvarez, it came through. It bled through in his performance. Now, whether or not he's walking them down and loading up on big shots, which is what he did for the most part in his fight, he was able to do so, I feel, strategically, and continue to do so throughout the night. Punch Drunk, do you feel like Canelo Alvarez deserves any kind of credit for the performance he had against Jermall Charlo?
I definitely think he deserves credit because he won every round to me. Maybe one round we can give to Jermall. Maybe the first round. Like, I think that's all he really deserved. But as far as the credit, yeah, he deserves credit. But like, he didn't show nothing to me that was crazy. Like, can I keep running through? He definitely put in. You could tell he was more motivated, but why wouldn't you not be motivated when you're getting 154 pounder to jump up there and fight you? He was licking his chops like a pit bull. Like, I get the little Charlo. I don't get the big Charlo. I get the little Charlo to smash. Man, yeah. Canelo was licking his chops and he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, kudos to Canelo.
For sure. Big Sean.
You said do Canelo get the credit?
Yeah, I mean, are you going to give Canelo any credit for his performance versus skilled Jermall Charlo at the end of the day?
I mean, that was like Jermall fighting with two hands behind his back and not even take. He was holding them. So like, I can't give him no real credit for this, man. Like, you know, he do the same shit that Loma do in fights. Like, he get to. It's a certain vibe that they carry as if they're getting bored by somebody not throwing punches at them. You know what I'm saying? Or bored that they're not engaging with them. Like, say he was fighting like a Shakur, and Shakur's that hit or not get hit. You know what I'm saying? They would try to make it almost seem like the other person's not being active enough. So it was points in that fight where he was like shrugging his shoulders and looking at the invisible camera, like, what is this guy doing? Like, he's gonna fight me? Like, no, he's not gonna fight. That's what you pay him to not do. So no, you don't get no credit for paying this man off and selling his legacy off. No, you don't get no credit for that. That's not, we ain't here for that. I'm not about to big up and put this man on the pedestal Man, that is crazy. Can you hear me better now? You want to hear nothing from me? Oh man, this is insane. We gonna get it right though. We gonna storm through it. But yeah, I don't think he get no credit for that. I'm gonna maybe get my stuff right for a second.
Okay. Listen, he said he feel like he don't get no credit. I gotta beg to differ. And when you do really look at the whole grand scheme of things, and I think when you put it in some type of perspective, I think they picked Jermall Charlo simply because it was undisputed. It was a great selling point. Also, he hadn't had a knockout in his last 3 fights. Now this makes 4, his longest drought since I think like 2008, 2009. They wanted to give him a little fella to try and get that knockout streak going again. But he had to be a credible little fella, and that was Jermall Charlo. A lot of people keep saying, why would you call him little? He's taller, he had the bigger reach, and he weighed the same amount. Well, let me tell you this. Jermall Charlo is taller than Mike Tyson and got a longer reach than Mike Tyson. And that should answer your point. He's a smaller guy. Let's keep it. It's got to do with the bone structure at the end of the day, bro. They don't have the same bone structure. That's why Canelo can put on that weight. And the weight actually matters in the sport of boxing. I don't give a damn what you say. If you're extremely skilled, then sometimes it truly don't matter. But for the most part, that shit matters. All right, moving on. Now, for Canelo Alvarez, what's next? And who do we think can beat Canelo Alvarez? Punch Drunk, who would you like to see Canelo fight in his very next fight?
In the sport of boxing, I don't give a damn what you say. If you're extremely skilled, then some.
You there, Punch Drunk? Timmy in the building. What about you, Sean? You still there?
Excuse me, I'm still here.
Okay, I see Timmy. Okay, there you go. Hold up, Sean.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I see you. I hear you, boss.
You there, Punch Drunk? I got no sound. Timmy in the building. Hold on. What about you, Sean? You still there? I'm still here. I see Timmy. There you go. Hold up.
I can hear your phone, Timmy.
Yeah, Punch Drunk. I got no sound. I can't hear me in the building. Hold on.
One of y'all got your jaw on, bro. Timmy, you watching the live and on the live. All right, what about you, Sean? You there? Your audio okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I was trying to figure out what he doing. I don't think he paying attention to what's going on.
I want to unmute him.
All right, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Man, what was you messing up the live, good brother?
Man, it was acting weird again, bro. It like kicked off the sound. Like I'm trying to talk. I'm like, yo.
Hey, man.
It's doing all this stuff as soon as we get it right, man.
All right, yeah. All right. Now, what was the question again, bro?
Make sure if you got another device watching the live, you turn the volume all the way down.
Oh, yeah, I got the volume way down. I was doing it because I was like trying to see if I could hear myself coming through, but we're good now.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but yeah, man. The question was who I think Canelo should fight next?
Yeah. Canelo Alvarez.
Bro, that ain't even no question. I mean, you know who I think he should fight next? Terrence Crawford. But it's probably going to be Benavidez. But I would love to see him fight Crawford because I was in an interesting discussion with a couple cats today online, and they were saying that if Canelo and Crawford would win, 90% of the people on there were saying Canelo got murdered. That highly offended me. So I would love to see those naysayers get quiet real quick because I think Buzz Skills is way too sharp for Canelo, personally. But it'll come out like Benavidez.
You make sure you get your device a little bit closer. You getting the echo now too.
All right, how's it now?
I don't know. However you had it at first, that shit was perfect at first.
He sound good to me.
Is that good right
Ask
here?
the chat. Ask the chat how we sound. Maybe it's just you, T.O. I don't know.
I know they getting the audio that I'm getting for sure. If you in the chat, let me know if you hearing these echoes, guys. Buckle Up in the building. What up? Shout out Buckle Up Boxing, man.
Sorry,
I
chat.
gotta follow all these guys. But yeah, no, I think I want to see.
Hold on, cause we gonna just let me see if I can get this shit right, man. Cause I hate for to have this whole show and the goddamn the audio ain't 100, man. Like, don't nobody want to hear that shit when it's not a, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we
like to restart this, John.
Let me see. Now, see, you sound a lot better. What about you, Punch? Let me hear you.
All right, how I'm sounding from this distance?
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
That's good?
Yeah, see, Buckle Up in the chat, he says a little echoing, but it's cool. Okay, all right, bet.
All right.
All right, go ahead and attack that question again real quick, Punch.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
All right, so like I said, like I would like to see Canelo Alvarez fight Terrence Bud Crawford before anybody, but in reality, it's probably gonna be David Benavidez because that's the fight everybody really want. But I was having an interesting argument with a bunch of Spanish cats earlier today online, and because they put up a poll like if who would win out of Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and a lot of them Mexicans was on there talking about Canelo by murder, and that was offensive to me because if you really keep it 100, Terrence Crawford is a way scarier version of Floyd Mayweather, like with insane power and crazy scary footwork. And what's Canelo's Achilles heel? Good footwork, baby. Yeah. Mean counter. You know what I mean? Those give Canelo a serious problem. So I would love to see him silence all them racist Mexicans over there. But we ain't gonna get to see that for maybe a year. There's gonna be Benavidez next, all day, every day. But my choice is Terrence Crawford because they like to put Canelo up on this high pedestal, bro, and he ain't that good, personally.
Okay, all right. Hey, he say Terrence Crawford. What about you, Sean? Who would you like to see Canelo fight next? Who beats Canelo next?
First off, I want to say one of the people was in the chat saying that.
Hold on. Timmy, did you back away from your mic?
I'm a little farther back from it now.
Okay, what about you? Maybe you got to do that. Do that for me, Sean. Yeah.
Back away from the mic?
Yeah, because you
hear me better?
Yeah, you get an echo. I'm just trying to eliminate the echoes.
Okay, bet.
Trying to give him the best audio.
You hear me now? You hear me good now?
Oh, that's a little better. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so what I was saying was, when they was saying that in the chat to you, Tim, they was probably like that's a dog whistle. They take this much deeper than just boxing. These people not really caring about that. They just want to see them on top. So again, this is what I was saying the other day about and what Cam touched on in his shit when he said, they got the cards over there, they got they ready to jump. You know what I'm saying? They not playing about this. Like that's what we gotta keep in mind. People like us ain't everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We the minority. The real boxing fans, we the minority. You know what I'm saying? The casuals just here, come and go. And they want to, be racist. But anyway, I want to see the Vol next, but they was just blackballing because he Russian and all that shit. So that's the real reason why this is not happening. Just like Lomo wasn't doing all that, and wasn't getting active like he was supposed to be. Bob Aaron running to the rescue saying, "Oh, war, ain't no more now." So what's up now? That's over with. Anyway, I want to see
the rematch.
I want to see Bivol knock his head off again. Now Bivol not scared. He gonna punch his head off. But I don't really think he wants that. So that's what I want to see. But realistically, it's looking like he's gonna fight Jermall next. We really don't want to see that. I would like to see Bud again. Skills pay the bills, and Floyd proved that. Floyd proved that he can go up to 160. They wouldn't fight 168. Excuse me, they was at 154, I think. But yeah, Floyd showed him, skills pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? He was a little thicker. He was juicing in. So he can be beat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud to do it.
Okay.
Bivol for sure.
Word. So we got Bud Crawford and Bivol. I get it.
And I don't think it's a shoe in like he said that Benavidez is next. I don't think that he's a shoe in.
I ain't never say
still
that.
making them. No. I know that. But I'm saying like he said Benavidez is probably next. And I'm like, Benavidez still making videos. You know, remember I was talking about the training video. He was looking fat and slow. Like he's still making videos, calling him out, talking shit and calling him out. So obviously they're not in negotiations behind the scenes. So. And then it's not in the order. That's not a fight that gets ordered. So
yeah. The WBC did come out and say, the president said that more than likely, and you never know with the WBC, that they would order the Benavidez versus Canelo fight next if he had gotten past Jermall Charlo, which he has done. They kind of basically in so many words said that he would be next. I won't believe it till I see it, but I do believe David Benavidez should be next. I think in his own weight division at 68, nobody deserves the Canelo Alvarez fight more than David Benavidez. I don't think in the division nobody is more accomplished. You got a 2-time WBC champion in David Benavidez. I don't give a damn what happened to him in the past. This is a brand new day. He's worked his way back up the rankings. And it's another classic situation of, why do we even have the rankings if we're not going to go by the rankings and give these guys the opportunity that they deserve once they get there? When you look at what Canelo has done since he became the undisputed champion at 68, since 21 when he beat Caleb Plant, took the last scrap. He's defended against a 160-pounder in Triple G, a 68-pounder in a John Ryder, who, mind you, had already gotten beaten by Caleb Smith and Rocky Fielding, who both Canelo Alvarez knocked both of those guys out. Then he defends against who did we now a Jermall Charlo, right? So you got a 160-pounder, a John Ryder, and now a 54-pounder in Jermall Charlo. And then you got somebody like a David Benavidez, whom, mind you, this is his weight division. This is where he has campaigned, where he's made his bones, where he's worked his way up to be in the biggest fights in the division. And he still hasn't gotten that opportunity. So for me, it's easy. It's David Benavidez. And I believe he loses to David Benavidez as well. I know Punch feels like he loses, of course, to Terrence Crawford. Sean believes he loses to Bivol again. I kind of agree with both of y'all. I think the Bud situation is a different situation, and I think that's a great segue point because, Punch, you wanted to talk about that. You wanted to talk about, I forget exactly what you said, that...
that if Bud is ducking boots.
Yeah. If Bud is ducking boots, I wanted to touch on that real quick while we was on the Bud Crawford topic. So the question was, or people feel like that Bud Crawford is actually ducking boots, and I guess I would throw the ranking argument at that. But go ahead, let me hear what you got to say on that.
My feeling on that is, everybody could believe that trumped up record if you want to and send that young man to slaughter. Y'all can send him to slaughter if y'all want to, stop the boots train, but I don't think he's ready for the type of pressure that Bud Crawford will put on him. Like, out of them 30 fights, that 30-0 is very shiny, bro. It's real good. But out of them 30 people, one to give him the distance. Everybody else he knocked out before the 6th round even happened. They had scared before the bell even rung. I need to see Boots get tested before I think he's ready for the level of the best fighter in the world. This ain't just any champ, any welterweight champion you fighting. This is the best. Literally, this is Mount Everest. And a lot of people seem to forget how tall Mount Everest is. And you know what I mean? Once you step in there, now you're looking up from your ass. You know me, bro?
For sure.
So, like, I don't see my man's, you know what I mean, being able to make that climb. That oxygen gonna get thin. That boy gonna get overwhelmed, and everybody gonna be mad that he just stopped the boost train.
Gosh,
We don't want to see the Boots train stop. So that's how I really feel. I'm not saying Boots don't have a chance, but it's a small one, bro. Everybody got a chance.
Bro, I had to listen close. I thought you were saying that Boots was the mountain to climb. I was like, hold on, what is he saying?
No, Buzz not the mountain to climb. Boots is great.
Okay. I'm about to say this motherfucker own property in Colorado. He definitely running the mountains.
You know what I'm saying? So like, sorry, man. I respect Boots a lot. I think he's a great talent, a generational one.
Yeah.
But don't throw him to the Lions, then. Don't do that.
Okay. All right. What about you?
His father's a good trainer. Yeah, his father's a good trainer. Bosey's a very good trainer, former fighter.
A lot of respect for Bosey.
Yeah, so he definitely got his son ready. He's never been tested on a level that's even 2 or 3 notches under Bud. Under Bud yet. So we can't say that he's ready for Bud yet.
It depends on what you consider 2-3 notches under. But who would you?
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thurman would be
so Thurman like 2 notches under. I'll give Spence the notch above just because he been more active. You know what I'm saying? Coming off them layoffs, that shit that's not no game. Right. So whoever Keith Thurman fight next, he get laid the fuck out. Know that. You know what I'm saying? He been off too damn long. So, but again, back to Boots. He's a dope fighter. I like him, but and his biggest thing is the biggest thing about him is that he's a southpaw. So he's naturally going to be a winner. Right. It's not there, but their only advantage is that they don't fight other southpaws a lot, and they don't fight. I mean, they fight more. They're in the right-handed world. Just period point blank. They're in the right-handed world.
Boots is a natural switch hitter too. You know that, right?
I mean, yeah, he can switch it right, but he again, and that's why he's not going to be able to get his funky off against Bud, because Bud is a switch hitter too. Right. So he's not going to be able to switch that bitch up and then really like attack from that. You know what I'm saying? That just keep his lead foot on the outside. That's the only way to defeat a southpaw. Keep that lead foot on the outside. Bud's smart enough to win that battle. If you've ever watched his fights and just look at the footwork, he knows how to win that battle and be cognizant of it the whole time. And he can switch it too. So yeah, I think that's going to be his toughest test. And again, he don't got that championship experience. He ain't been in them rounds yet.
Okay. I accept those now.
I think he got the skill. It's just the experience, really. The level of experience with Bud and Bud's IQ is just on another level because of his experience. Not saying that Boots don't got IQ either, but it's IQ plus the experience. You know what I'm saying? That matters a hell of a difference.
Right. Damn, it looked like we lost Punch Drunk. It's telling me that his signal is weak on this end. Maybe he'll pop back in here. Now, I got to give you a whole different perspective, my perspective, because when I look at Boots Ennis and I look at a fighter that just hasn't gotten the opportunity yet, and I for the life of me, I can't believe that it's because he has himself opted not to take opportunities. This is a guy with over 30 fights now. When you look at some of the best fighters in the world with the deepest resumes, they started going after those titles earlier in their career. 25, somewhere between 20 to 25 wins. When you look at a Floyd Mayweather, when you look at as current as a Devin Haney, when you look at Keith Thurman, all of these guys had world title shots before their 30th fight. And when you look at Boots, it's just been the simple fact that he hasn't had the opportunities. And I think it's just because of the time that he's coming along where the belts are just occupied, have been occupied by 2 of the best fighters in this welterweight generation.
He done ducked some people himself though, so we're just gonna throw that out there.
Who has Boots ducked?
I'm sure he ducked Stanionis. And I want to say Virgil Ortiz, but I got to do my homework again.
Hey. Do your homework first before we do your homework first. Because that boy been calling for this smoke for a long time. He been wanting Stanionis, but Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis felt like fighting each other was a better option than fighting a Boots Ennis. Because, that was supposed to fight before that rhabdomyolysis bullshit that Virgil Ortiz keep popping up with, which a lot of people feel like it's signs of taking steroids. But before that got into play, those two were supposed to face off. So now, you got Stanionis and Keith Thurman. Somebody has to catch this Boots train, and I believe it's definitely going to be one of them. But I think it's just from a lack of opportunities for Boots. But when I get into talking about Boots facing these guys, I got to be honest. I'm just keeping it at a buck. I would have to feel that it was a 60-40 fight. I really give Boots a really, really good shot of defeating a Terrence Crawford. Why? Because Father Time is just undefeated, bro. Now, I know it was some circumstances that kept Boots and Bud out of the ring, especially when Bud decided to take the David Avenetian fight. I'm not sure exactly what the excuse was with Showtime at the time, but I feel like, that was a fight that Bud could have made the same amount of money on with a Boots in it. But it was one of those, for Showtime, I believe, or for Bud, I believe, a high risk, low reward type of situation. But I do give Boots a real genuine shot at beating Bud Crawford at 35 or now 36 years old. Again, Father Time undefeated. And I don't think it's a secret. And I don't think either one of y'all can deny the fact that Bud Crawford is going to be that guy at 47.
Man, I think Bud's scraping.
Once the division is cleared out, who reigns at 47 once Bud and Errol Spence is gone? And if this rematch doesn't happen, I believe both of them are gone. But
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think they stay at 47, but you say who reigns at 47?
Yeah.
Definitely Boots.
I mean, it's got to be Bud. I mean, they got to be Boots.
Yeah, it's got to be Boots.
Ain't nobody
Nobody's
gotta be
taking away
Boots.
from his skill set. But I give him, I would have to pick Bud in the fight, I guess, just based on skill. But I wouldn't be surprised. Let me say it that way. Based on experience, I mean. But I wouldn't be surprised if Boots actually won that fight. Let me say that. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because he's great.
You wouldn't be surprised if Boots won that fight, you said?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, bro.
Man, I would.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's how good I think Boots is, bro. Boots is tough.
And
but
I like I said, I like
he hasn't
Boots.
gotten the opportunity. Nobody will give this kid an opportunity.
Right. I just think, like I said, he ain't been in them championship fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother level when you in them type of fights, and them is dog fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no, especially, they got two brothers in there. It's different if you got somebody that can pay somebody off and, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit. But like, that's two brothers in there. They gonna make them niggas fight. They gonna make them niggas get it in. And I don't know, man. I think Bud is just too cunning, man. He too slick, man.
Yeah.
He too smart. He the setup king. Like, man.
I can't not disagree with you. I can't disagree with you. I'm with you on that shit for sure. Bud definitely, he's a master at the craft, man. And again, I going into that fight, of course, I feel like Bud should be the favorite. Boots should be the underdog. But most definitely wouldn't be surprised if Boots won that one. Shout out my guy Buckle Up Boxing Talk in the chat, man. He said, yeah, that's what I want to see. David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez at 68. That's the fight I want from Canelo next. For sure, bro. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Nobody deserves it more than David Benavidez. Shout out Sean Newchurch in the chat, man. He says Boots Thurman. And he says, hold on, Newchurch. He says he had just as much fights as Spence. Facts, man. Boots has. This is a guy with over 30 fights. That how do you get over 30 fights and not fight nobody real? Is because nobody wants to give you an opportunity. That's why. That's how. I mean, that's just keeping it all the way a buck. But right now, that's a fantasy fight. But here's the thing real quick, and I want to ask y'all while I got you on this subject. You think about Bud Crawford, right? He already says he doesn't want to fight Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman. He'll never give those guys a shot at the top dog, which is himself. This is his words verbatim. Now, he also come out and said, look, I don't want no parts of Jermall Charlo no more. He done lost. He feel like he gave up in the fight. He went out sad in his words verbatim. Canelo Alvarez is basically saying it sense for him to fight Bud Crawford. Even though I know that's a fight that Punch Drunk probably wants to see. Okay. The whole panel didn't disappear. I think we refreshing. Canelo came out and said, basically saying that fight didn't make any sense. Who that? Timmy, you there? Sean, that's you?
Yeah, I'm here.
I feel like you went away for a second, but I hear.
All right, yeah, it said that the signals is going back and forth. So now that Bud pretty much says no Jermall Charlo, no Danny Garcia, no Keith Thurman, and Canelo more than likely doesn't feel like the Bud Crawford fight makes sense. Where does that leave Bud Crawford? Who should Bud Crawford be trying to fight next? Anybody? If we got. Okay. Struggling a little bit here.
Tim Tszyu.
Tim Tszyu?
Who's that, Bud?
Yeah, Bud. I heard Punch say
I think
Tim
Bud should
Tszyu.
go after Tim Tszyu and force Charlo.
You saying Bud should go after Tim Tszyu?
Yeah, he's saying Bud should go after Tim Tszyu.
No, I feel that
Bud
to corner dude, but I kind of want to see Jermall go fight Tim Tszyu to get his fucking belt back. Like, no, because your brother done got smacked up. Hold on, look. His brother done got smacked up. He done got smacked up. Now you gotta go fight this nigga and get your fucking belt back first. I don't for the bigger picture. Like I get what us as fans want to see the easier route for Bud to get the 3 times undisputed. He gonna do that anyway. But like just for me as a black man, or excuse me as a melanated brother, and him a melanated brother, and me to not see this shit go down like this, man, you gotta go get your fucking belt back. You gonna let them strip you for a check? Nigga, go get your fucking belt back.
That's a different perspective. I get it.
Yeah.
And it's not like
I agree.
Tim Tszyu ain't been waiting on Charlo. Of course, that was who he was scheduled. He was actually scheduled to fight Tim Tszyu until this whole Canelo Alvarez fight came on the table, and he took that fight. Hold on, Timmy. I gotta mute you, bro. Oh no, that's Sean. That's your shit, Sean.
What?
Yeah, I heard somebody got something in the background. Sound like some typing and a damn. I don't know what that is. But I done lost you altogether, Sean.
No, I was just muted.
Oh, okay.
You still hear me?
Yeah, I see you, Timmy.
Mute when you're not talking, Timmy.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Sometime I echo when multiple people is on.
So with Jermall going after Tim, it would make a lot of sense. Again, that was a fight that Tim was supposed to get. Jermall said, "The hell with that Tim Tszyu fight. I'm going to take the bag." And for Bud Crawford, maybe you allow Jermall Charlo to go get that other belt. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his mess he had to clean up anyway. But Punch, you saying you would rather see Bud go take that belt from Tim Tszyu?
Yeah, I would rather see that fight just to rub it in Charlo's face, just because Tim Tszyu been calling Charlo out for a minute. And he looked like he's been ducking Tszyu anyway. But just for the fact that it's Bud's favorite belt. You know, he loved that WBO belt, man. And I would just like to see another one of them, like a 154-pound strap. We all know he want the undisputed thing, so the smart money would be to, you know what I mean, let Charlo go after Tszyu and get his undisputed back so Bud could come and take that 3 times. But I want to see. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think Charlo gonna fight Tim Tszyu. He already kind of made that clear. You know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta say, I think that's what's gonna happen. Bud gonna whoop Arrow's ass again. Go after Tim Tszyu, force Charlo. You know what I mean? How awesome would that be for him to take Charlo's undisputed and still go after Canelo? Bud's going for #1 spot, bro. That's how I see it, man.
I can dig it. Okay. Sean Newchurch in the chat, he said a good route for Bud is to take. He said a good route for Bud to take if he's done with 47. Take a chance at Tim Tszyu, claim a belt, then he's got his foot in the door at 54. Yeah, I can dig it. Again, it'll be
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that happening. I don't know if for Tim Zoo.
I never answered the.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sean.
No, my bad. We got a slight delay, and my picture done flipped. But no, I never answered my question. Didn't answer your question a second ago. So we know that he got to fight Earl next. So that's why I want to see him fight. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can do it at 54. So, everybody can shut up about who's better.
Hold on. You want to see Bud fight Earl again?
Yeah. Not that I think it's going to be any different, but I'm just saying
why.
Now they got a contractual obligation, so it's going to happen whether it don't matter what the storylines say, what the YouTubers, the narrative they try to spin or none of that. They got to fight. So we got to see that next. And that's the biggest money fight right now.
They have to fight, but they have to fight at the weight that Bud Crawford wants.
No. I get that. And
if he wants 47 and Spence no longer can make 47, then they're going to have to
go up. Right.
No, then there's no fight. He don't have to fight Errol Spence.
Oh, I thought they had to go up. Okay, my bad.
No. So it was more like a good faith gesture from Bud Crawford. He led us to believe that he would fight Spence at 54, but if in fact he wants to step around Errol Spence, he don't have to fight him at 54.
No, I get that. They gonna fight. That's in the contract. They gonna fight.
What's in the contract? That's what I'm saying.
It was like you said, it was in a contract that if he can't make 47 no more, then there's no fight. That's in the contract.
Yeah, that's in the contract.
So what people is trying to say is that he's trying to sidestep it. That's not his call. It's only if Earl can't make 47. Well, so that's not his call.
Exactly, because it's sort of, I call it a loophole. So what happened was, and I'm not sure if you knew, was the fact that there was a stipulation in the contract stating that if Errol Spence wanted to fight Bud Crawford or Bud Crawford wanted to fight Errol Spence and no longer could make 47, they would have to put it in writing and submit that to the other camp.
Yeah, they said that Earl. No, it's not both of them. I thought they said it was just
both of them.
Earl. I gotta go back and look at that. I heard it was it was just Spence, and Spence. Yeah, Spence would have to put that letter. I just heard the Spence part.
Yeah. So because the same thing applied to Bud Crawford. If Bud Crawford no longer felt like, because he said he was moving up anyway as well. So if he felt like he couldn't no longer make 47, he would have had to put it in writing and submit it to Spence camp. But Bud came out and said that Spence never sent that letter.
Right, which leads me to think that he would make 47 for that fight because he ain't dropped the belts yet. Like he taking all comers if anybody want to fight him at 47, so he would shrink down. Why not? I just don't think. I don't know.
Bud is more than willing to fight at 47, but we don't know now, as of right now, if Earl is. Exactly.
Right.
So that's why we don't know.
That's why I said it's not his call. But if he can make 47, then the fight has to happen because that's in the contract. That's what I was getting at. So it's okay if it doesn't happen, but that's what I want to see again, just because maybe it is a different outcome. We don't know. It has to happen. Nobody wins anything.
All Bud gonna do is come out orthodox on him.
Are we still on here?
Bud tried to. If Earl tried to take away Bud's jab, he's just gonna come out orthodox on him.
Yeah. No, but I think that again, you're right. He fought him orthodox the whole fight. I don't think it's gonna be a different outcome. It might even be worse. What I'm saying is, everybody wants to see the biggest fight. It ain't always about what it looks like for Benavidez. He's not the best matchup for Canelo. They just want to see Benavidez whoop his ass, take the belts. Like, shit, I want to see a brother whoop his ass, take the belts. But again, it's everybody got their own perspective. So like, everybody's perspective, the biggest fight in boxing. Look what it did. I ain't gonna say the biggest fight, but like, it's one of the biggest fights in boxing. Until Tank won the fight.
You'll pay $85 again?
I mean,
you'll pay $85 again.
Yeah,
I am.
Hold on. I'm about to say y'all just exactly. Hey, I was about to say just 10 minutes ago, y'all said support the sport in any way possible. Hell
I mean, if you gonna actually watch the fight now, if you just don't want to watch the fight at all, then I understand you're on passing on the fight. But
I mean, us hardcores, we don't count by it. How you going to entice the casuals to drop that again? You can't.
That's
a draft price.
Listen,
And
that's
I
two
don't think
brothers
that's the
getting.
biggest fight, yo. I think
That's
Andrade
two brothers.
is the bigger
That's
fight.
the biggest. Listen, that's the biggest fight in the sense that that's two brothers getting a bag equally. It's not Tank giving somebody a 70-30 and it's a nigga that we don't even want to see him fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's not Canelo going here making niggas lay down. It's the best fight we can
I
get
don't
right
think that's
now.
gonna be a 50-50
Two
split.
niggas that's at the
Bud
top.
gonna say, I'm the A side, I need 60. You can get 40. I'm telling you, Bud's the A side now. Ain't no 50-50. That was the first fight.
The first fight,
Man, Bud and them already said, look, Tank and them already said they sent one offer and it's 70-30. If you don't accept it, they moving on. They already said
Well,
that.
because when you fight Tank or Canelo, you're getting the biggest bag you ever got. Even 70-30.
They're the A side. You have to. They're the A side. If he only fights people he wants to fight. If he don't want to fight you, stop talking to him. Like he don't fight. No, and they're not ordering none of them fights. Like, and I hear what they saying. Like, you know, these people like the sanction bodies come out and say, "Oh, we gonna order this, we gonna do that." Until they do it, I don't want to hear that shit. We heard that they was gonna make these fights for 5 years and they never did that shit.
Yeah,
y'all talking about Tank Davis, right?
Especially because just like Benavidez and Canelo, if they was gonna order that fight, they would have been fucking did it. They not gonna. That's why Benavidez still making videos calling them out. They not about to order that or and it.
Canelo fight did 700,000.
Man, hell no.
That's considered low for a
Canelo 500 at best.
I think it did lower than that.
Right.
I would say maybe around 450 personally, but they like to trump up Canelo's numbers, but he do average around 900,000 pay-per-view buys.
What, the Canelo and Charlo fight?
That's the thing. They never really showed a lot of things.
Charlo fight.
Canelo and Charlo fight. They said they did 700,000.
Yeah, somewhere between 600,000 and 700,000.
They 700,000.
I doubt it. But because that's definitely what nowhere as big as Bud is Vince. Like everybody
Bud and Errol and Bud did 650, I think 675, somewhere around there. The biggest fight so far was Tank and Ryan Garcia, 1.2.
1.4.
Yeah, they did 1.2.
I've heard 1.4 with that one. 1.4 and then
somewhere around there. Yeah, that was the biggest one so far.
Vince and Bud.
It's a website that.
Vince and Bud is 750.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
It's a website that track all this shit. Hold on. I think I saved it. Hold on.
Right. Yeah. All right. So we got that one, man. All right, we got to switch gears a little bit, man. Cause I could talk about them niggas all night.
Swear.
But this one came across the radar. I just recently did a video on this one, and it's potentially I wanted to bring to the forefront Ryan Garcia, and his situation with Golden Boy. Also, the news that he potentially could be fighting Teofimo Lopez after his next bout with Oscar Duarte, which is an extremely dangerous fight if you let a lot of the Latino fans tell it. But you got to recognize that the kid is in Duarte 26-1, 21 big wins by knockout, so he's holding a lot of power. That fight is going to be set for, it looks like, December the 2nd. But what's interesting is Oscar De La Hoya, earlier today, Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum, top-ranking Golden Boy, entered a meeting potentially talking about this fight between Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez happening on Super Bowl weekend. And according to Oscar De La Hoya, that it was a great meeting, and he was urging all of the promoters to unite and work together to deliver the best fights. Now, the question is, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, what do you guys think about that fight? Is that a really, really good fight for Ryan Garcia? And what do you think about Ryan Garcia versus Duarte on December the 2nd? Punch Drunk, you here with me?
All right, man. When it come down to Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez, that makes me think about a couple things. First of all, we're going to talk about the Golden Boy top rank thing. I think that's great that these promoters are starting to put their egos aside, you know what I mean, and get these fights done. Us as hardcore fans love this, and casual fans deserve it to understand the sport better. Now, with that being said, we do know about the contract dispute that Golden Boy's having with Ryan Garcia. You know, we know Arthur had to sue Ryan. So for having him fight this dangerous Mexican, very dangerous, extremely. Like if you watch this film, this dude ain't no joke. This dude is serious. And then you got Teofimo behind him. I see a pattern here. I see Oscar like, oh, you want to leave me? You want to go to PBC? You want to go to PBC? All right, we gonna leave nothing left. So what if we give him? All right, so so you got. All right, we're gonna give you this name. A lot of people don't know about this cat. We're gonna give you him first. Then we're gonna give you T.O. next, who I thought was losing his fucking mind for a second there. But after the performance he put on against Josh, I respect his game again. Like, okay, T.O., maybe you're back to your normal self. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But what if next they give him somebody like Regis Prograis?
That could very well be on the table if Regis do like I feel
Devin
he might
Haney.
do.
I think they do that.
Do Devin in, and I know Sean don't like to hear that type shit, but he could be on the table for Ryan Garcia as well.
That's a gauntlet for the ages, bruh.
Yeah, that's a hell of a gauntlet. That's a hell
you know
of a
what I mean?
gauntlet.
So, like, I like the fact that the promoters is getting together, but I see what Oscar's doing. Yo, that motherfucker's vindictive. And you got a long history of not being able to keep great fighters. Some are legendary today. Yep. They all have.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And so maybe my man is being spiteful, but trying to give it a happy face. Like, yeah, we're getting together, all the promoters making a big fight. Oh, we're going to kill Ryan. We're going to put Ryan with all the best fighters. The best fighters we got in Golden Boy, Ryan fighting before he leaves. You think you good? We can see how good you really are. So that's why I think it's a great fight. I think that's a great fight for boxing because Ryan Garcia is solid and T.O.'s great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I see a pattern also that Hoyer set my man up.
When you win Coach of the Year,
Sean, what you got on that one?
I feel like he set him up for
when
failure.
you win Coach of the Year, you can't come out cherry picking no more. Ain't no more. Why don't we just take the easy route? Why don't we just go kill Brooke and Sean Paul? Ain't no more of that.
Yeah,
you got to show and prove. So all his fighters this year been in their toughest fights.
Got show Matty, boy. They got cornered.
Maybe he cashing out. He about to get that Saudi money with Anthony Joshua. Maybe he about to cash out.
Well, Ryan Garcia, Duarte, and then maybe possibly followed up by Teofimo Lopez. What do you think?
I mean, that's nice. I mean, if he make it through that, like you said, if he make it through that gauntlet, then we got to put some more spec on his name. But I don't see him making it through T.O. if he get that far. T.O.'s a hell of a boxer. I try, like I always tell you, I'm a fan of styles, not fighters. So I try not, even though we got to keep up with the drama just to know what's coming next. Like, I try not to like attach myself to too many fighters. You know what I'm saying? It's so T.O.'s one of them people that I'm definitely trying to distance myself from. He's he do a little too much on the mic side. He can back it up with the fighting. He can back it up with his hands. Yeah, he can back it up with his hands for sure. But he do too much trying to overcompensate for all the times he put his foot in his mouth. And it's just like sometimes you just gotta shut up and hoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He try to win the crowd back. He want to be a face and a heel. And he want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you can't do it all, bro. So, like I said, if he get to T.O., man, I don't think he gonna make it through T.O. T.O. is a dog. But Ryan, I don't know, man. He he a one trick pony, man. He's not gonna. I don't know, man. They throw him to the wolves, like you said, but I think this is just like it's just they set him up to win. They set him up to win. I got Ryan in the fight. I'm not just gonna give up on the kid. I got Ryan in the fight.
Okay. Hey, I respect it, man. Listen, I think Ryan is a great kid. I think he does have a really decent skill set. It's a lot of people riding high on Oscar Duarte. And when you give somebody like a Duarte an opportunity at a Ryan Garcia at this level, you're going to leave everything in the ring, right? You're going to be willing to go all out. That would be his Super Bowl. They saying December the 2nd, and that more than likely it'll just be on regular DAZN, not a pay-per-view fight. But for Duarte, you want to try and seize that moment. But the reason why I titled that video I did on Duarte and Ryan Garcia the way I did is because the simple fact that I do believe Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, they want to cash out on Ryan. turmoil and all through it all. They want to cash out on Ryan, and they know they can't cash out on him on Duarte. So I do believe he's a stepping stone. I think he's a tune-up fight, a tough tune-up fight, but a tune-up fight nonetheless. And that's why they feeding him to Ryan Garcia or vice versa. But I think he gets past Duarte. And Teofimo Lopez, that's a whole completely different animal. You're talking about somebody who has beat 2 lineal champions in 2 separate weight classes. If had not been for circumstances, Teofimo Lopez would most definitely be a 2-time undisputed champion in 2 separate weight classes. You know, in his mind, he already feels like he's been the 35 undisputed champion. And now knocking off the former undisputed champion at 40 and a Josh Taylor. Again, that's 2 lineal champions. And he said he only made $1 million in that fight, but of course he's been promoted all wrong. With somebody so young at 25 years old with those kind of accomplishments, he should be a much more well-known fighter in the sport. I think with Ryan Garcia hadn't accomplished anything yet in the sport of boxing, going against somebody with that deep of a resume and experience, whom just happened to be around the same age as a Teofimo Lopez, could potentially be a mismatch, right? We could see Bud and Errol Spence all over again with Teofimo being Bud Crawford, but you always got to give Ryan Garcia a puncher's chance because he does have that type of power where he could get you out of there with one shot. I would favor Teofimo Lopez in that fight for sure. What you got
real quick, Sean? I think if he get past Duarte, he gonna see Rolly next.
Rolly's trash.
Who? Ryan Garcia?
Trash.
Yeah.
Rolly, trash.
Well, I think that's what the meeting between Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum was about today, potentially doing. Because if he was going to do a fight with Rolly, he would have been talking to Al Heyman or somebody or Floyd Mayweather. Matter of fact, Rolly's a Mayweather Promotions fighter. Yeah, I don't think he would have took the meeting with Bob Arum today.
Who's that?
Oscar De La Hoya. So Oscar De La Hoya met with Bob Arum today to potentially discuss the top-ranking Golden Boy. That's potentially to discuss the Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez fight.
Oh, I don't even see that happening right now.
Well, they actually met, man. Now you got 2.
I mean, no, I get it, but I'm just saying, like,
talk plenty of shit about each other in the past.
Yeah,
right.
Oscar used to be a top-ranked fighter, but it's been a lot of bad in the past. But they came together today, and Oscar released a statement on his IG, basically talking about the fight was, or the meeting was good. So you never know.
No, right. It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be nothing that's like coming up soon. though. I just don't see that. Like,
they targeting Super Bowl weekend.
The Super Bowl weekend, that shit ain't happening. They ain't about to give that man no shot at them damn. They is not about to give Ryan no shot at them belts that soon. Hell no.
Well, he's only got the WBO in the Ring magazine, so
I still don't even feel believable.
I don't think Ryan get a shot at no belts. Like I said, he might take Rolly's belt, but I don't think he get a shot at the Ring and the WBO. Hell no. It's a lot of money in that fight. It's a lot of money in that fight, but I don't know. It's a lot more money they can make with Ryan down the line too. I don't think that if Oscar is smart, he don't cash out on him now. You know what I'm saying? He can cash out on the relationship, but you don't just cash him out. You know what I'm saying? You don't just throw him to the wolves all the way like that. Because you know what I'm saying? That's just going to be a recipe for disaster going forward.
Ryan is less for the wolves.
What he only got? No, he got Munguia over there, don't he?
He got Munguia over there. And he got
Munguia on Golden Boy.
Yeah,
and he got what's the other boy, little Rican dude,
Alexis
Berlanga. No, I'm tripping. Berlanga's with match, but he's not with them.
He with his own. He with
his own. My bad. But that's all he really got over there under after Ryan is Munguia. Like I don't really know nobody else that signed him.
I would say
Alexis over there.
Go ahead, Timmy. What you say, Timmy?
He got Alexis Roca over there. He's solid.
Yeah, I would say Munguia and Ryan Garcia are definitely like the flagship fighters for Golden Boy for sure.
And he got the dude getting stomach illnesses every 5 seconds. His name Victor Ortiz.
Yeah, that's all he got. And Kid Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got Kid Austin as well too. Yeah,
And he got Kid Austin.
So
Kid Austin is
Still
nice.
and they see how
unknown,
them boys getting done. They see how them boys getting done. So if he cash out on Orion, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just that's not a good look to the rest of the kids that's looking.
Yeah, I agree. But well, I mean, the truth of the matter is, he met with Bob Arum today, and for anybody who's speculating, it only makes sense that it was about Ryan Garcia potentially fighting Teofimo Lopez, which has been the rumor. But for me to meet with Bob Arum, that's
big.
That's big. But what statement does it send to Oscar Duarte, whom Ryan Garcia got to fight next? Like that, to me, that's like you looking straight past Duarte.
Yeah, straight up.
Was making him way more dangerous.
But that's like Tarver just said the other day, that's a bad omen in boxing. You never set up a fight when you already got one lined up. You know what I'm saying? You handle your business first, and then you go start talking to the shit. Because if you're looking past that, then that's a recipe for disaster, brother.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, man.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Okay. I had to touch on that, man. That Oscar and Bob Arum meeting news with Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez potentially. I thought Teofimo Lopez could potentially be on the menu for Tank Davis. I can't wait. I'm anxious to see who the hell they pick for Tank Davis next. That's a whole different. I don't think we got enough time to really touch on that. But I wanted to touch on the final topic for this episode, and we're gonna be trying to do this at least 2 or 3 times out the week for y'all, man. For my regulars, man, who come rock with the channel on a regular. Showtime being done with boxing, and I think a lot of people are confused when they hear the fact that Showtime could be potentially is pulling out of boxing. Now, when they say they're pulling out of boxing, they just mean the Showtime Championship Boxing and Showbox. Those 2 programs have performed very poorly, ending up in the single percentile as far as ratings go. And it looks like they're going to part ways with that aspect of PBC. But it's being reported that they most definitely want to continue to do the pay-per-view events. Now, this has been a big year in 2023 for pay-per-view, especially for the PBC, and especially with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia being reported that they did 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. Nobody in their right mind is going to part ways with that type of success through pay-per-view. But it looks like the Showbox and the Showtime Boxing Championship edition of these things potentially they're done with. And for Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather and the PBC stable, looks like they're gonna maybe looking for a new home. Amazon Prime has thrown their hat in the ring along with DAZN and ESPN. Sean Don, what's your thoughts on this one? And with Showtime and the whole PBC situation.
Man, I think Floyd need to stop fighting them damn exhibitions and stealing all the damn money. Put Tank in the ring with somebody black, and they wouldn't be in this problem. But I don't even think that's a problem for real. I just think that like we was talking about earlier, I think everything is just moving over to podcasts and apps, and we in that generation now. So it's like the talking heads that's getting all of the views is on the computers. You know what I'm saying? The average user, the average fan and all of that stuff, the average person that's into sports and all that is still dug into their phone. You know what I'm saying? Even when they watching Sports Center, they still looking at their phone. So why not convert to an app? It only makes sense to get with Amazon Prime. Anybody that wants PBC to die and all this stupid ass shit that people be pushing for is a fucking idiot. Like, why would you want less boxing? Like, why would you want less of the thing that you like? The whole reason we're here. Right. So, like, I'm cool with the merger. I'm cool with all that shit. I ain't got nothing against Al Heyman. He from Ohio. I ain't about to do none of that slandering on my boy, and anybody that got something to say, and Al call me, you're dead. What AB say? I'm playing with these folks out here, man.
Shout out my guy AP. Timmy's the best. Punch drunk.
Yo, boy.
Yeah, that's my dog right there. Punch drunk. How you feel about this situation, man?
Man, it's fucking like a nightmare to me, man. It's HBO happening all over again, bro. You don't know how much I miss Tim Lampley and Larry Merchant, doc.
It's been 5 years.
I wish they would have chosen
Fuck Larry Merchant,
the
though.
pay-per-view route.
I rock with Lampley.
I used to like Larry Merchant getting dissed by Floyd and all the fighters and Roy Jones. I used to always diss him. I miss that. I really do. I wish they would have did the same thing sometimes. But at least we get to still see pay-per-views because we're witnessing the end of an era, bro. Cable TV is dying, bro. And it's hard for them to sustain these things now. Like, so it's like, all right, it's hurt, man. Like, it's like, because it hurt like when HBO stopped it. Like, it's like, man, what am I going to do now? I like this show, Box, bro. I like to watch the young up-and-coming cats. Where we going to watch them at now? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things that's about to get changed, like, for pure fans of the sport, bro. Not just the fans of the top guys. Like, what about the fans of the sport? Like, they're taking away from us. I'm not doing that. So it extremely hurt my feelings, but I guess business is business. We all know that. Yeah. Business is business. And if y'all ain't making no money, it's time to move on. But I hope there'll be a cool little app or another company or we can at least see the young guys shine again. You know, I mean, I really can't gripe over a crowd over spilled milk, bro, because it is what it is. But it's sad, man. Yeah. It's really sad. It's in the end of it.
When I really think about it, especially Showbox and you get these undercards of some of these championship fights, but something like Showbox where you see some of these guys that you follow them through their entire journey. Once they not fighting in little bullshit gyms and churches and shit, and they finally get some TV time, and you make it to Showbox, and you really getting exposed to a lot of viewers. To the hardcore fight fans at least, and then you get to kind of follow that journey along. So you always want to have a place and a platform for these guys to be. You know what I mean? For me, that's definitely, and for Showtime, it's been 37 years, bro. I'm 40, and when I first started paying attention to the sport of boxing, really, I'm still a youngin', and it was always HBO, Showtime. So, a hell of a legacy from Showtime in the boxing world. Hate to see it happen, but it appears that it's gonna happen. Ain't a damn thing we could do about it. I just think Al Heyman's got to be strategic in how he's gonna move this stable around. And for the pay-per-view fighters like a Floyd Mayweather and a Tank Davis and these guys, I don't think it'll probably ever come a time where they're not on pay-per-view anymore because they're just such a big household name. Canelo Alvarez, because listen, PBC got the crazy stable right now. I don't think that matters. It's all of the other guys. It's the other champions that aren't pay-per-view stars, the up-and-coming guys, everybody who makes the body of the, of the product go. That's the guys who are kind of in limbo right now as they try and figure out exactly what they're gonna do. Maybe like Timmy said, being a part of the app with Amazon Prime or DAZN or even the ESPN, who everybody's got an app now anyway. Showtime has an app, so I guess it really don't matter. But I think I would rather see them on another platform that other fighters are on and other boxing entities or promotional companies are on, like a DAZN or ESPN, because it should be easier having the same network to make certain fights. From that perspective alone, I would like to see them share another platform with somebody else. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. What do you think about Sean? Maybe these guys going with another platform that already has a promotional company, and they could potentially be easier to make those fights.
That's a beautiful thing if that happens. Yeah. More boxing for us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if the stable ends up at DAZN with Oscar De La Hoya, Matchroom, and Eddie Hearn, would you be mad at that?
Oh, you said would I be mad at that? No, I mean, like I said, I'm just here for more boxing, brother. Whatever gives us more boxing, I'm with. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You said Eddie trying to team up and do some A-team shit.
Well, I mean, if Showtime is done with boxing and Al Heyman is looking for a home for his PBC stable.
I mean, it's gonna be Amazon Prime. I thought, right? Ain't that Amazon
Well,
Prime?
I don't think they've, you know, I don't think it's official yet. I know Amazon Prime has their hat in the ring, but the Zone and ESPN also do too.
Okay. I heard about the Zone, but like I said, I think it was on. I think that's who they go.
Yeah, I don't think they gonna rock.
Like I said, as long as it bring us boxing, I'm saying I don't see him on his own. I don't know, man, because Canelo is still signed up for what, two more fights. Canelo is really the what would you call those? Those ain't stations. He's the platform killer.
Yeah.
Him and Triple G, the last fight on HBO. He signed to Zone lost fucking $6 billion last year, right before he left, and now he's with PBC. Are they about to go down? Like, I don't know, man. I doubt that he could. I doubt that he. I mean, not PBC. Excuse me. Showtime. Excuse me. But I'm saying, like, he's not going to go to. They're not going. I don't think they're going to go back to the Zone. I don't think PBC is going to go back to the Zone knowing Canelo's there. With what I just said, like, they fluff all this shit up to make it. They said that it was parts of the damn crowd that was sectioned off because it didn't sell out. Like,
where?
This is crazy,
Canelo,
bro.
Jermall, Charlo
at the Canelo fight. Yeah, at the Canelo fight. Like, people that went to the fight said it was parts that was sectioned off. There was people that went to the fight. It was other channels I was watching. They said that people that went to the fight, you know, or it might have been somebody that was on the show. I can't remember, but
yeah, that's a lot of hearsay.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, niggas be hating, man.
Could be hearsay. But like I said, it could be hearsay. I can't remember because I'll be listening to shit while I'm working. So I can't remember if the person that was speaking went to the fight, or if it was somebody that they know. I can't remember, but somebody went to the fight and said it was parts that was sectioned off, and I can believe it.
Yeah.
But again, you know, as long as they bring us more fights, you know, that's always a good thing. This is why we can't get fights that are sellouts that should be. If you know, there's, like you said, it's speculation, it's hearsay, but this is why we can't get these big fights, because they're not constantly in our face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they was constantly in our face, you know, we would know about these fights every weekend when they coming up. We would know about all of this shit. But again, they fluffed this shit up for Canelo to make him the face of it, and they're inorganically doing this shit because no matter what, the people love Tank. Like, we love Tank. At the end of the day, they can't force nothing. So, you know what I mean? Like, they try to make this a thing and shit, and it's not working. And it's not worked on 3 different platforms. And you know, that stuff is inevitable to happen anyway. You know, these
again,
you know,
though, I think it's not necessarily those guys. It's the championship, the box, and the Showtime championship boxing that is the issue, not necessarily the pay-per-views, which Canelo is a part of and has been a part of. That's the successful part that Showtime is hanging on to.
It's going to happen naturally anyway. They're just going to go extinct, and everything's going to be on apps and on the internet anyway. Yeah. You know, the same shit going on with, like I said, ESPN going on this. What we was talking about there. ESPN going on the business, and they giving all the money to Pat McAfee. All the people they fired, they gave him $475 million over 5 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would just, you know, take these talking heads on the computer, put everything on the computer, on the app and shit, where you gonna be anyway. Right. Instead of having to sit down in front of the TV like me.
Dig it. Timmy,
so again, whatever brings us more boxing. Yeah, go ahead, Timmy.
Let me let Timmy jump in here.
I think that it would be awesome if all the voters got together like that. Because one thing we all see, shit, man, independent don't work. We've seen the Bud and the fight his life. Devin Haney had to jump to 1,000 to fight Cambosis. Who else was independent and tried to go their own route and then got like all these big hoops put in front of them? So like, yeah, we need these guys. Like Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, that never happens without a good promotion. And we talk all that about. That's one. No, that's one they. Oh yeah, easy now. I think that it'll be a great thing to go over. Yo, just sad. Give us the fights that we want, man. Because I want to, man, give us what we got this year and go back to that not that inactive. Our favorite fighters is fighting twice a year. We don't see them fight for 2 years. I'm not trying to go back to that. So y'all got it all coming. 2023 was great for boxing fans. They need to keep this train going. Because I feel like I'm in 1990 again, T.O. Baby, all these good fights coming all over the place, left and right. They jumping through all the goddamn roadblocks and getting it done, bro. I am having a blast, man. So, yeah, I think that would be a great thing for boxing, a great thing for fans. And, yeah, in a way, Oscar was right, man. Put your egos to the side and let's get this shit done and get this money, baby.
Yeah, word.
And we're going to work out for that.
For sure. My man in the chat say the audio's terrible. Sorry for anybody in here, man. We definitely I have been having some audio difficulties. It's my first time really getting these live screens together on this type of with this type of setup. So I apologize if you couldn't really enjoy parts of the show. I promise you, I'm gonna nip that in the bud. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up though, man. Man, I sure appreciate my guys for joining me this evening, man. Sean Don, he's got his channel coming out, man. So we're gonna be rocking with him real hard often, and most definitely Punch Drunk 412. You can catch him on his channel at Punch Drunk 412. Timmy's the best, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Let's give him a for sure. Any final thoughts, Sean Don? Shout out some final
man,
thoughts.
whatever bring us some more boxing, man, I'm with it. And like I said, if anybody got something to say about Al Hammond, if you make the call, you're dead. I'm out.
My God. Punch Drunk.
Shout out my nigga AB.
Timmy's the best. Final thoughts, man. Give me some final thoughts in the shout out, big dog.
Hey, boxing is king. Till's that dude. Get y'all motherfucking asses in here. Hit that bag. You know what I mean? Check me out over on my channel. You know what I mean? You want that real heat because I like to come for these clowns next. And I'm sorry about the audio. We're going to get it together. And I just appreciate y'all for listening, man. Thank you again. And thank you, T.O. You dude.
My God, man. Punch Drunk 412. All right, man. That's it. That's all I got for y'all on this one. I promise you we'll be back with much better audio. You got my word on that. And you know who I got with me?
And better audio, too.
With me, man.
Yes, sir.
Anybody know what I'm gonna say next? You wanna start? You wanna do it? I've never let nobody close my show. Who would like to close the show?
There you go. Start
All right, man. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.
All right, my guys.